What we have here is a large collection of oyster mushrooms that run up the entire length of the tree. Let's look at some of the defining characteristics of an oyster mushroom. They grow in shells, which means they just overlap one another. And the cap is shaped in a semicircle, shaped as a fan, and some say it's shaped like a clam, thus the name oyster mushrooms. Now, the cap can vary from white to brown in color. And another defining characteristic is that oyster mushrooms don't have a vertical central stem. They grow out laterally from the tree or dead log. And the gills are white and crowded, which means they're tightly packed together. And near the top edge of the mushroom, the gills are forked. And the gills are decurrent, which means they mostly run down the entire length of the mushroom. Now, within the oyster family, the spore print can be lilac, gray, or white. And as you can see here, the spore deposit is white. And the scientific name for these mushrooms is Pleurotus ostriatus, or Pleurotus ostritus, as some people would say. Now, another defining characteristic of these mushrooms is the smell. And the smell is that they smell like oyster mushrooms. Nothing else smells like them. So once you smell an oyster mushroom, that is the smell of an oyster mushroom. Even the cultivated species they sell in grocery stores have the same smell. And they are medium to large size mushrooms. You can see how large this one has grown. They're considered a choice edible. You can saute them in butter and garlic. The medium size to small size mushrooms have the best taste. I've been told that the larger mushrooms can be tenderized by pounding them. I'm not too sure about that. Now, last week I came and harvested some of these mushrooms, but given the rain and the change in temperature, they just fruited even more. So oyster mushrooms aren't necessarily seasonal. They're kind of temperamental in that when you have a swing in temperature from a warmer climate to a colder climate, or a colder climate to a warmer climate, that's when the mycelium responds and fruits the oyster mushroom. This is the largest collection I've ever seen on one particular tree. The oyster mushroom. Isn't that right, Hero?